In this video, we will try to assemble a Traeger Pro Series 22 wood pellet grill. Before beginning, the grill was unboxed and parts were removed from inside the grill frame assembly. We will start the assembly with the side handle, also called the side lift bar. The side handle will be located on the outside of the grill frame assembly. The fasteners and washers were removed from the side handle. The side handle will allow you to lift the grill and two legs from one side in order to move it around. This is how the side handle will be held in place from the outside. With the side handle held outside of the grill, the fasteners will be installed on the inside. We will lift the grill door or lid to open it and access the inside of the grill frame assembly. Keep in mind we're holding the side handle from the outside as previously seen. While the handle is held on the outside, we will insert the fasteners with washers through the grill frame assembly. As they pass through the grill frame assembly, they will be inserted into the threads of the handle. Although thin wrenches are included, we will use a 7/16" socket to tighten the fasteners. We will again look at the handle from the outside and test it. We will lower the grill door to close it. Now we will tip the grill assembly so we can have access to the mounts for the legs. As a side note, please keep in mind Traeger specifies 2 people are needed to lift the grill. With the grill upside down, cardboard and wood was used to hold it from rolling over. In this view, we will show the hardware to attach the legs to the grill frame assembly. This includes a bolt with a hex key head, 2 washers, a lock washer also called a spring washer, and a hex nut. We will align the holes in the leg with the holes in the mount. Each of the legs and mounts on the grill frame assembly include stickers that are labeled. This makes it easy to match each leg with the proper mount on each corner. The bolt and washer are then inserted from the outside of the mount through the leg. When the bolt goes through the mount in the leg, it will come out on the inside of the mount. With the threads of the bolt exposed, a washer is then added. Next, we will add the lock washer or spring washer over the thread of the bolt. To finish the hardware assembly for the legs, we will tighten a hex nut on the thread by hand. As seen, the included hex key wrench and thin wrench will be able to tighten the hardware for the legs. For this video, I will be using a 5mm hex socket and 1/2" socket to tighten the hardware on the legs. This process was repeated for each of the legs. There is no torque spec provided. That being said, the leg hardware will need to be tightened down to collapse the lock washer. After the lock washer is flat, it shouldn't be over-tightened since the legs are hollow. Once the legs were inserted, it was time to install the leg braces. Since the grill is upside down, the leg braces were turned upside down to be installed. The fasteners for the leg braces include a Phillips-style head. A Phillips screwdriver was included with the grill. This screwdriver was used to tighten the fasteners and install the first leg brace. This process was repeated for the second leg brace. While the grill is upside down, we can see the bottom of the hopper assembly. This is the location where the electrical cord exits the grill. The grill was then turned over right side up. Again, Traeger specifies 2 people need to lift the grill. Also keep in mind that there are no loose parts inside the grill. This is the view of the location where the door handle will be installed. We will remove the hardware from the door handle. Next, we will attach the door handle, which is also called the lid handle. We will lift the door to access the inside. While holding the door, we will position the handle in place. With the handle in line with the hole on the door, we will install the fastener by hand. This was repeated for the second fastener. A 7/16" socket was used to tighten the fasteners for the door handle. The protective plastic was removed. The door was lowered with the handle installed. This is a view from the outside of the grill frame assembly where the smokestack will be attached. This is the flue pipe gasket. The flue pipe gasket is installed between the grill assembly and the smokestack, which is also known as the flue pipe assembly. This shows the hardware assembly that will attach the smokestack to the grill. Now we will begin work to attach the smokestack and chimney cap to the grill. With the gasket and smokestack in place, the bolt was inserted into the hole. This view shows the inside of the grill while the threads from the bolt pass through. A washer and fastener were then installed over the threads. This process was repeated for the second fastener. Both of the thin wrenches included can be used to tighten the fasteners down. For this video, I'm using a 7/16" socket and 7/16" wrench. In addition to being known as the flue pipe assembly, the smokestack can also be called a chimney. The chimney includes threads to install the chimney cap assembly. The chimney cap is installed by aligning with the threads and rotating it. The chimney cap also includes a hex nut to adjust the chimney height. The chimney height is the height between the chimney and the bottom of the chimney cap. Traeger specifies there should be about 3/4 inch or 2 centimeters of space between the chimney and cap. Next, the grease bucket was installed on the side and bottom of the grill frame assembly. The grill door was again opened to access the inside of the grill. This is a view of the fire pot. The fire pot is where the wood pellets will be dropped and ignited into fire. In this view above the fire pot, there is a 90-degree metal tab. There are 2 of these, one on each side of the fire pot. The heat baffle also includes 2 notches cut into the side at the bottom. These pieces help to align the heat baffle above the fire pot. The 90-degree tabs and notches will align and hold the heat baffle in place as it is installed over the fire pot. The drain pan has a notch with a curved shape cut into it. On this model, the notch is on the same side as the hole for the grease bucket. With the heat baffle installed, the drain pan is installed over it. Also note the drain pan will be installed angled down toward the hole for the grease bucket. With the drain pan installed, the grill grate, also called the porcelain grill, is installed. With the grill grate installed, the upper grill grate, also called the warming shelf, is then installed. With the interior pieces in place, the assembly is complete. Here is an exterior view of the Traeger Pro Series 22 wood pellet grill. The Traeger Pro 22 was packed well and included all parts and tools needed to assemble it. Thank you for watching.